WCW.
With big-name cyber hacks like HBO, most people would be surprised if their church's website was hacked. But that's exactly what happened here recently. Hackers trying to make a quick buck will jump at any opportunity they can find. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker tells us what happened to a local church, along with what you need to do before you make sure you're protected.
This is another reminder, boy, you've got to have your protections in place as best as possible.
Olivet Lutheran Church Senior Pastor Chris Gordon on the cyber attack this past weekend that took over the church website.
We didn't notice until late Sunday evening that there was a problem. People were trying to register online for Sunday school and confirmation, and when they'd go to our site, the ransom page would come up.
Their page is back to normal now, and they weren't the only organization impacted by this, according to Gordon. He says the Fargo Dome too had their website taken over. They gave updates on Facebook regarding a website situation. Things are back to normal on their website as well. Computer expert Evan Grabowski says in light of these hacks, you need to be sure you have an antivirus on your computer.
Without an antivirus software, it's a free-for-all out there.
Grabowski says the internet can be dark and full of terrors, so it's better to be safe than sorry.
An antivirus won't protect a person from everybody, or it won't protect the user from everything, but it's better than nothing.
Cornelius Hawker, Valley News Live.
Experts say most antiviruses will prevent you from going to known compromised sites. However, hacks like the Olivet Lutheran are one trickier to catch, so you have to be careful and vigilant if you think a site has been compromised. Pastor Gordon says his church did not pay the ransom. Coming up after weather, why this Fargo woman and Walcott man are in jail. Plus, are local law enforcement agencies doing any training when it comes to animal encounters? We've got more on that in just a few moments, but first, Hutch, we're seeing some cooler weather. We're wondering how much lower we're going to get tonight.
Well, it will be a chilly night out there, but boy, the sun putting on another spectacular display as we close out our Tuesday. Look at that as it set just moments ago behind the clouds. We've dipped quickly into the low 60s. Dry air, clear skies, and calm winds are the ingredients necessary for rapid cooling, and that's what's happening. Fast. 62 in Fargo, calm winds, well, 7 miles per hour from the northwest. It's 61 in Moorhead right now. It's 59 for you in Langdon, Valley City, and Gwinner, 64 in Devils Lake. We have temperatures ranging from 56 in Badette to 61 for Lakes Country at this hour. Everyone's winds are under 10 miles per hour, still from the northwest, and our shower activity of earlier this evening tapering off quite a bit. Now, there's another slab of clouds working their way into our western counties now, moving out of Alberta. And as we go through the overnight hours, clouds will blanket the warmth. So some of our northern counties that started today with the coolest readings since late June will not be as cold, but some of us will be a little on the chilly side. So as we head to bed tonight, we're going to see the clouds building in mainly to the north and west. Where we see the clearest skies for the longest, I think we'll have the best chance at seeing temperatures slip into the mid to upper 40s briefly. Those clouds will warm things up to around 51 to start your morning in the Langdon area. Look at the wind tomorrow as we go through midday, light and variable, flopping around in all different directions. And where we have the majority of the day seeing some sunshine, we'll have temperatures climbing to near 70 for the lunch hour, 60s up in the Lake of the Woods area. But then as we go toward the evening hours, the clouds thicken up a little bit, and that'll introduce a chance of showers. Beginning at about 6 p.m. up north, this will slowly slide southward as we head into the evening, maybe up to 1/10 of an inch or so, and it'll be very late before it makes it, if it even does, to the Southern Valley. So start your day in Fargo, 47, ramp it up to 73, light and variable winds, increasing cloud cover in the sky, but rain showers should hold off for your Wednesday evening plans, so get out there and enjoy. Warmest weather south and west thanks to the abundant sunshine there. The increased clouds and shower chances will limit temperatures to the low 60s once again for many in northwest Minnesota. Gorgeous sun shot here. Barb Wyman capturing the close of the day shot yesterday in Hankinson. Thanks for uploading your photo, Barb. Here is a look at your planning forecast. After a wet Wednesday night for some, looks like Thursday will be mostly quiet, a few clouds early, and then clearing late, 75 degrees. Friday, 80. That's not a bad way to end the work week, but our best chance of rain on the 7-day forecast comes on Saturday. We'll keep you updated on the timing of that. It's a little unclear yet, but for those living on the Minnesota side of the river, Sunday looks like it could be a wet proposition too. while much of North Dakota should dry out to close the weekend, and we're back to the 80s for next week.
But I liked how you said 80 before on Friday.
How did I say it Friday?
80.
80.
Yes, very good.
All
Just
right.
like that.
We'll practice it.
Yes,
80.
we'll practice. 80. Thank you. And take a look at one of our viewers captured on I-94 this evening. A 1995 Chevy motorhome caught fire around 7 o'clock tonight. Sergeant Jesse Graybo with the Minnesota State Patrol says it happened westbound between Fergus Falls and Rossay. The RV caught on fire, then caused a grass fire nearby. The smoke from the fire caused poor visibility in that area, but good news is there are no injuries to report. 2 people are in jail after running from police through Cass and Clay counties overnight. The driver, 22-year-old Haley Jensen of Fargo, is facing multiple charges, including fleeing a police officer. Her passenger, 26-year-old Michael Kunert of Walcott, is facing an obstruction charge. Clay County deputies tried to stop the car, and the 2 were in the south of Moorhead. When the chase crossed into North Dakota, stop sticks were used just south of Kindred, and that's when the 2 tried running away. A Fargo police canine unit tracked them down. The family of a missing pregnant woman is now speaking out and sharing plans for a prayer service right here in Fargo as the search for Savannah Graywind continues. Yesterday, Fargo police used a canine unit and helicopters to search the area where Savannah was last seen. Her disappearance is a little bit odd, according to investigators, considering she left without her money, wallet, phone, charger, and her car. Her family says it's not like her to just up and leave without telling anybody.
We are all trying our best to be there for everybody. It's just something we don't know how to handle. We don't know how to take something like this, you know. It's very unreal for us.
Savannah Graywind is Native American with long, dark brown hair and green eyes and a large dream catcher tattoo on her thigh. If you have any information on her whereabouts, call Fargo Police at 701-235-4493. The family spoke with Chris Berg tonight on 630 POV and tells us they are planning a prayer service in front of the downtown Sanford Hospital in Fargo for this Saturday at 2 p.m. Police recruits in Minneapolis are now undergoing animal behavior training following the shooting of 2 dogs earlier this summer by an officer. The July evening turned heart-wrenching for one family as the dogs came around a corner of the house and were then shot by the police officer. So we wanted to know if any law enforcement agencies here in the Red River Valley were doing any similar training. Both Fargo and Moorhead say they don't, and pets can get just as frightened as people when police show up.
And the more they can read body language and understand whether an animal is an actual threat or not only helps their safety, but also the animal's safety.
The United States Humane Society and the U.S. Department of Justice estimate some 10,000 dogs a year are shot and killed. A 3-year-old girl is recovering after being attacked by an owl. It happened in Lake Bemidji State Park over the weekend. And this is a picture from the girl's mom that shared this with us from the Twin Cities station KARE 11. The owl scratched the girl's head and she went into an urgent care. The Minnesota DNR says the owl might have attacked because it felt as though its young were being threatened. The owl has not been found. A nonprofit aiming to help provide temporary housing for recovering addicts who have had trouble with the law has its sights set on buying more properties. F5 currently has 4 sober homes in Fargo that were violating code by having too many people staying in them. The nonprofit considered applying for group living status. Today, Aaron M. Nelson with the Fargo Planning Commission indicated that founder Adam Martin informed the city that they are pursuing additional housing units to accommodate their residents. And while the protests may have faded, the builder of the Dakota Access says the company is still feeling the effects of misinformation and targeted attacks from protesters. And those problems are then being spelled out in a lawsuit against Greenpeace and other organizations. Energy Transfer Partners is suing them for violations of federal and state racketeering and defamation laws in the state of North Dakota. The company says Greenpeace and others put out false information to interfere with the building process and damage the company's business and financial relationships. The suit does not say how much the company is seeking in damages, but does say the amount will be determined during the trial. A hidden danger lurking beneath an innocent-looking pothole. Today, 13th Avenue South in Grand Forks was closed today because of a hidden sinkhole beneath the road. A pipe broke, washing away the ground below the street. Neighbors saying it's a busy road.
Morning because of school kids, and then of course Altru has so many employees and they all come off South Washington and come this way.
Thankfully, officials say the road will be back open by the end of the weekend. A national survey from a school bus magazine says companies across the country are facing a bus driver shortage. Valley Bus Company, which drives from Fargo, West Fargo, and several other schools, says staffing is always challenging and they're hiring year-round. The company's general manager says they are staffed okay for now, but they are looking for a few more employees to help out when drivers are sick. Moorhead Public Schools is looking for 3 more drivers. West Fargo is looking for 1 more. Now, most companies say they are willing to train new people, so you don't need a commercial driver's license to apply. We do have company contact information on our website. For that, go to valleynewslive.com. Many people are getting excited about the upcoming football season, and no matter what level of competition, concussions have become a serious problem. Over in Moorhead, they're trying out some new technology to better protect players. Spud's high school football team will have 12 new helmets with sensor pads inside that will detect the impact of a hit or multiple hits. If the impact exceeds a preset threshold, a signal is then sent to an alert monitor and staff can pull the player from competition. Spud's head coach Kevin Feeney says the new approach will help players and parents.
We want to give the statistics and say what's happening here at the high school level for our football team. And certainly they can take that data and go forth and say, all right, here's what's actually happening right now. And so that they can provide parents with that ease of mind of saying, you know what, this is a good place to be and it's a great game.
We'll have more tonight at 10 on these new helmets as Alex Egan takes us to Spud's practice as they take this big step in player safety. And with the football players getting ready for the season, that means it's almost tailgating time for the rest of us. The season for NDSU football kicks off in less than 2 weeks. But before you go over and grab your grill in green and gold, there are some changes you should know about. Game day parking will be available to the public for $5 per spot in NDSU parking south of the Fargo Dome and Sanford Health Athletic Complex. Earlier this year, NDSU expanded the reserved tailgating section on the west side of the Fargo Dome by an additional 279 spots. Reserved tailgating accounts have 6 single game passes this year rather than 1 season-long pass. So if you want to know about all the parking changes, we've got those posted to this story on our website. Go to valleynewslive.com. Hundreds lined up at M-State in Moorhead today to participate in this month's Ruby's Pantry. It's an event aiming to get extra food from around the area into the right hands. For a donation of $20, families could receive a share of food, which is about enough to fill 2 large boxes or laundry baskets. The event is held on the 4th Tuesday of every month at M-State. Organizers say being involved with programs like this helps everybody in the community.
So it's a way to stretch your grocery dollars. It's also a way to make sure that corporate surplus food doesn't go in the landfill, but instead is eaten by people who need it.
Ruby's Pantry has more than 60 distribution sites in Minnesota and Wisconsin, including M-State's Detroit Lakes campus.